All right. So first league of the day today, playing some 4-color shadow. This is Gabriel Wiermann's list. No idea if it's saying his last name right or not, but it showed up on Goldfish. It just shows like 2-0 in some event here. I have no idea what the event is, but it was 4-color shadow. We haven't seen 4-color shadow in a while, so I thought I would play it for the fun of it. So some notable inclusions here. 4 copies of Street Wraith, which means that you can't play Giganta as your companion, but if you wanted to swap out the Street Wraiths for something else and have access to Giganta, I can't imagine it's going to be a huge percentage difference. But with like the 4 Wraith, 4 Bauble, you do get to make your deck a little bit smaller, a little more consistent. So hopefully, where in some other lists we might have like an extra Spell Pierce or something in the main, or extra piece of removal in the main, this list gets to be a little more linear, a little more straightforward at like finding Shadow, Goyf, Battle Rage, stuff like that. So it's essentially the Jund base with Goyf, Shadow, Ragavan, and then you're splashing blue for like 4 Drown and Lock, 4 Expressive Iterations, which are almost like the best cards out of the Grixis shells right now. The big concern with these 4-color lists is always the mana base. Like, are you able to get the colors you need online when you need them? So for like game 1, I would almost always recommend Blood Crypt into Breeding Pool if you can. Blood Crypt's going to give you access to all of your 1-drops, and then Breeding Pool will give you access to everything on 2. Tarmogoyf for the green off Pool, Blood Crypt for the black, Breeding Pool for the blue on Drown, Blood Crypt for the red, Breeding Pool for the blue on Expressive Iteration. If you're running like Renin 6 instead, it can get a little dicier, because then you want to get something like Steam Vents into Overgrown Tomb, but I don't think, that doesn't allow you to cast Expressive Iteration in the main. So like post board, sometimes you have to change up what you're looking for to accommodate for like Terminate and Croxa and stuff like that. But we'll check how that goes. Other than that, we've played lists like this previously. Let's see if I can find one here somewhere. Yeah, like Damp Jund, where we're just splashing for Drown in the Lock, but not Expressive Iteration. So we've got a little experience with these 4-color lists. We'll see how it goes. Just go ahead and jump in, see what happens. Notable absences from this list are Ledger Shredder and Tainted Indulgence, which I'm all for, because this is absolutely a more proactive list. You're not trying to grind out value as the game goes on. You're trying to like get your opponent dead. Hence the inclusion of like TemUR, Battle Rage, Tarmogoyf. But one thing I would recommend with these lists is don't try to get too cute. Like, don't try to get your Jund mana early and then like wait for blue until you need it. Like, if you can go ahead and get Blood Crypt, Breeding Pool, or something to fix your 4 colors, try to go ahead and do that early. You don't want to be in a situation where like you need to top deck a fetch land for blue for Drown in the Lock late game, and you just like don't have access to it. Let's see, this season ends at the end of August. June, July, August, 3 months. Feels like the trophy pace is pretty slow. Mind Goblin. Alright, so we can get Stomping Ground off this, which gives us all 4 colors. We can cast Iteration. So yeah, hand's pretty good. I'm gonna have to like double check mana before we do anything on the early turns to make sure that we can get access to everything. I don't want to just like see 2 fetch lands and go like, oh, snap keep. Like easy keep. Does everything. Because there's going to be some fetches that don't get the shock lands that you need, so need to keep an eye on that. Alright, so let's see if our opponent has a removal spell for Ragavan. Yep. I want to cycle. Yeah. If I find like a Tarmogoyf if I want to play it. Drown and Lock. So I can't cast Drown off this Stomping Ground. So I'm not going to have access to that until at least turn 3. So if that's the case, I can play Breeding Pool or Verdant Catacombs. This deck doesn't have a Steam Vents, does it? Check. Oh, it does. Okay. That might change up play a little bit. You don't need a lot of green, so I'm probably just getting Steam Vents off this. Or no, I can't get Steam Vents off Verdant Catacombs. Ah! It's already messing with my head, yeah. I can get Blood Crypt. Can't drown that. One card type away. I can't drown off Stomping Ground. Does not produce black or blue. Really want to untap and play Expressive Iteration. I don't really need double green for anything. So I think I'm just going to have to, like, not cast Expressive Iteration this turn. Which feels a little bad, but... yeah. Game 1, and we've already got, like, the mana base issues of 4 color showing up a little bit. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Frozen. Why is this freezing so much today? It like keeps freezing and unfreezing, or I have to unfreeze it. Alright, so Bolt you. I guess Bolt Ren and Unholy Heap the Dryad. So if I find like a Ragavan or something that can dash into the Dryad, I can do that. Or another Bolt's fine. So let's go Bolt to hand, Bauble to the bottom, Tomb to exile, play you, Bolt you, play you, so go. another bolt. Nope. To explore. To explore. Alright. Another Ren. I need a way to lower my life here. So I think I need to be able to kill this Ren to make sure there's enough cards in the yard so if they cast a Primeval Titan, I've got an answer. Alright. Am I going bolt myself? Because, like, if they fetch, untap, pick up a land with Ren, cast a Primeval Titan, I can't counter the Titan. So I think I'm going... it's probably safer... Well, I know it's safer to attack and then bolt, but... I think I'll wait and see if they put something on the stack, like a bolt. But if they had one, they probably should have, like, cast it on their turn. Does this list play Shredder? 12 of them. Can't play Death Shadow without Shredder. I don't know if you've heard the update, but... Uh-oh. So they do have access to one Valakut trigger right now. So if I shock and they've got another mountain, I'm dead. Dwarven Mine. Another Dwarven Mine. Oh no. Doth thou have mountain? No blocks. There we go. Thou hath mountain. Alright. Done in by our mana that game. Do I want Dress Down? Maybe. Do it without Dress Down. That. Try to be more on the proactive side. Yep. So honest to goodness scape shift round one. Terminate. Terminate's okay, but like I really want to be proactive with my answers. Like if a Titan comes down and resolves, it's probably game over anyway. Kind of the same thing with the Dryad. Like Dryad hits the field, I'm pretty behind anyway, so I'll focus on like taking bigger and better things with Thoughtseize and trying to like counter Dryads or Titans. Like against like Amulet Titan, I'm way more inclined to bring in Terminate. But that's because they like have to have guys on board to be able to win. With decks like this, they don't have to have guys on board to win. So it's a little less of a stable plan of attack. Double Tri-Builder. Alright, so let's take Ren, play Ragavan, so go. So keep you. Yep. Swing in. Wish. So that pretty well confirms just straight up escape shift. I'll take Tri-Builder. Dress Down is in fact great great against Amulet Titan, but again, not Amulet Titan that we're up against, so. And they hit the third mountain. Boo. Sanatoider, what's up? Liberation. That's pretty bad for us. Guess I'm just exiling Stomping Ground so I can for sure escape Kroxa next turn. Jund is great. Only bad matchups is still going 12-2-1. The true Jund experience. I don't know if that's the true Jund experience. I feel like that's a little bit higher than the typical Jund experience is. All right. No land. So let's get Kroxa, black, red, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got Titan Unknown, and the unknown is not a land. If they play the land from hand, we get to discard the Titan. So ditching Veil of Summer. So here's a Goyf. Here's a Goyf. Hiya. Don't kill me. Guess even if they find a land, they can get like double Valakut, but that doesn't trigger. They get Valakut in a land, they get 1 trigger. So. And if they get Dwarven Mine, it comes into play tap, so they can't make a dude off that. No jamming trackers. Ah, tracker's so good though. Tireless tracker's just like most fun Magic card to cast. Yeah, I think I'll just roll it back. Yeah. This is acceptable. Steam Vents into Overgrown Tomb lets us cast Drown in the Loch. Now, I kind of want an Inquisition over Ragavan this turn. So I believe I'm going to explore Dryad. Dryad, so go. Explore, yep. Alright, my dashing Ragavan. Yes. Get some chip damage in here. Now my Thought Season. No, because I know one of their cards was a land, and I don't think I really care what the other card would have been. And sure. Ren's fine because we're pretty much off of the like Ragavan doing anything plan now. We're pretty like dead set on the shadow kill. Yep. So let's get shadow down. Keep Ragavan in hand. This 4-color list is pretty aggressive, but hadn't really shown up so much. Tarmogoyf's pretty decent. Do I want to dash Ragavan and just like trade with a token? No. I'm just playing Tarmogoyf. I don't care about Ren. If I need to kill Ren for whatever reason, I can always like Battle Rage, get through. But I think this is kind of looking like a turn 6-ish kill. Like they're going to be able to make 2 more blockers, assuming they have full 4 Dwarven Mine. I'm just looking to get in like a little bit of chip damage so that I only need like another fetch land or so to kill with this shadow. And I should be able to get like a couple points of chip next turn. Or if they make a bad block, I might be able to just like drown a token, Battle Rage, get through for lethal. But we'll see. Depends on what our opponent decides to do now. It's like if they don't block this turn, for whatever reason, we could, like, maybe have lethal battle rage next turn. I wouldn't say this is a tough decision. Like, I think they should just block. Because if I want to get through damage, I've got to waste a battle rage now. And it's pretty low likelihood that I have a second. And they've got, like, more Dwarven Mind tokens sitting around. But, like, what you don't want to do is let me get through this 5, maybe have, like, a bolt and then a battle rage and just get to swing with a lethal shadow next turn. It's like, I'm under the impression this is, like, just snap off a block. But apparently my opinion and OP's opinion are slightly different. Unless they just, like, disconnected. Which doesn't look like they did, but... Alright, so let's play Goyf. I think somebody's connection's just slow. Don't think it's mine, but I could be wrong. Play Goyf. Play Ragavan. Say go. And I'm pretty positive that if they play like a Tribe Elder or a Scout or something, I'm just drowning it. And, like, now we're getting to the point where if I draw a way to lose life and they, like, mess up blocks, like, don't block the Tarmogoyf, then I might be able to just Battle Rage Shadow for lethal. The cam's probably frozen. Let's unplug that and plug it back in. See if we can figure out what's going on with it. I don't think I've seen it this bad before. Second connection. So let's go over here. Second connection. Unplug you. Plug you back in. Video capture device. Properties. Deactivate. Activate. Deactivate. Select. Activate. Maybe it fixes it for a second. Alright. Swing in with dudes. Now we could Battle Rage that Shadow and put them to 4, 8, 13, put them to 4. But I think we're just going to take our 5 damage. I don't think too much gets changed there. Like, if the opponent had a Titan, they would have cast it last turn. They could have found one this turn. Hydrate. Gotcha. Guess they could have found Escape Shift. That would be unfortunate. Does not look like Escape Shift. Ian, what's up? Alright, so Mountain should be good enough to seal the deal. Because that means I get through at least 5, so a Trampling Shadow should be enough. So what I can do is fetch... I do need to shock, right? So I have to go down to 5. So if they have double bolt Veil of Summer, they could kill me. Am I playing around double bolt Veil of Summer? Is there 3 unknowns? Because if they don't have double bolt Veil of Summer, I can put them to 1, but 1's not lethal, so yeah, we going for it. Alright, so you have to make the first move or you die. Bolt me in the face. That's 1 bolt. Nope. That would have been a great way to lose the game. It's like, are we dead to the exact 3 cards? Bolt, bolt, veil. So close to being bolt, bolt, veil, right? 33% of the way there. But the mana in games like that is like a big part of why I've been off of a lot of these 4-color builds. Because there's just a lot of times that like your fetches don't line up with what you want to get. It's like 9 times out of 10 in these decks, the best fetch lands are the non-black ones in the 4-color builds. Like in Jad's build that he showed earlier, Scalding Tarn is your best fetch because it gets Blood Crypt, Breeding Pool, Watery Grave, Stomping Ground. It doesn't get Overgrown Tomb, but that's like your worst shock half the time. But it doesn't get Basic Swamp, so you're losing percentage points against Blood Moon if you care about that thing. Then you can have hands like this that are just like plethora of fetch lands, and you'll get your 3 colors eventually, or your 4 colors eventually. And you just kind of have to accept that you're going to have a number of games that you flood out because you don't really want to have a 3-land opener. Do we want to hide information and get Steam Vents into Overgrown Tomb? Nah. And I would not count on Ragavan being like a way to fix your mana. And I missed a follow from Paid E-Pet. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday so far. Prismatic Vista. What does Prismatic? Fair enough. So let's go get Breeding Pool. Kill the crab. Because crabs are bad. Swing in with Ragavan. And proceed to get Archive trapped. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. No Archive trap. So I assume we're just going to take Fatal Push here. They're on a 1-lander, but they don't have black. But if they go like crab, land, crab, I've got both of the crabs answered. So yeah, I just don't want them killing my Ragavan. Their hand does not look particularly good. Oh, baby. Now we get to have Unholy Heat, or Drown Lockup. What do we exile? Polluted Delta. Kill the crab. I guess they could like surgical my drowns or my Unholy Heats. That'd be a little rough, but wouldn't be like end of the world rough. So many crabs. Alright. I'll just fetch and shock and kill a crab. You look more menacing. Death. Death to all crustaceans. Should have cast that off the stomping ground so I didn't have to use a clue or a treasure to cast Drown. Not that I think it's really going to matter, but... Cycle Sanity. Got it. Surgicaling me now. It's got a surgically kind of feel to it. Named Thoughtseize. Deal. Deal all day. Would have countered if they'd named Drown in the Loch, but otherwise, Let's see. Stream Decker leave the chat? Nah. Sneaky, I think you gotta add !deck or !deck list. I don't think it works with just list. Alright, so they've got 2 unknowns in hand. We will cast a Visions of Beyond. Could have been better. Could have been better. I'm definitely not fetching anymore this game. I don't want to just give them like free archive trap. Even though I can counter it. Believe we're in hard cast Street Wraith territory though. Yes. Cast black something something black something. Woo. Field of Ruin me now. Riddle me this, Batman. Or did they already mill over my, yeah, they did mill over my swamp. Such a big part of me wants to just, like, let them have this. But I feel like there's not a whole lot they can do if we put them down to 2 here. That's a pretty decent one. Oh, baby. Who's the mill deck now? Alright, so Wraith to hand, Goyf to bottom, Goyf to exile. Cycle Wraith. So I would like to just find a what's it called? God, words are tough. A counter spell. I'm gonna exile Visions of Beyond. So take that out as a top deck. Say okay. Play Shadow. Play Tarmogoyf. Say go. Cannot top deck both a land and a damnation. Can't top deck both a land and Natasha's Hideous Laughter. So, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Board out just another Wraith. Call it a day. Board out Battle Rage because they got like Drown and Fatal Push. Could board out Tarmogoyfs and just like not rely on green mana at all. But let's see, Teco would have been some strong decks you've been playing against. Haven't played Modern in about 3 years since PP Vegas, but want to get back into it. So the strongest deck right now is probably like the blue-red Murktide deck. I think it's probably most consistent thing out there. Most play against the field. Let's see. So, Murktide deck. Other than that, like, Living End is pretty tough to hate out. Hammer Time's always really solid. The Rhinos deck's tough to hate out. Any of those I think are like really safe bets. Otherwise, like Yawgmoth is a really good deck. But I think like Yawgmoth and Elementals and stuff like that have like personal fail rates that are a little too high for me. Like Yawgmoth, if you don't see a Yawgmoth, the deck is way, 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 way worse. And you just kind of have to accept that if you choose to play that deck. Visions of Beyond. I kind of want to just take the crab here. If I find another land, I can just like Kroxa. If I don't find a land, I can Thoughtseize into this Drown in the Loch. I have Old School Jund, so debating rotating that into something, but Rag is so damn expensive. Ragavan is pretty pricey right now, but like Old School Jund's a really solid list. It's been doing very, very well in events recently, so I think it's a safe one. Take a Drown, so go. It might just cycle this Visions of Beyond. Cycle Spellbomb, sure. The old Ensnaring Bridge. Well, we've got Kroxa and Bolt, so we're not like dead in the water to Ensnaring Bridge. Obviously, we need some lands to be able to make that happen, so Hiya. Opponent out here fixing our mana for us. Yep. Would I add a Planeswalker in this list, like Wrenn and 6 or Kaido? I've played Wrenn and 6 in these lists and liked it, so I'm always down for Wrenn. Kaido, I don't think so. Like, Kaido always seems like a very win more Planeswalker to me. If you have creatures out and they're attacking and surviving, you just, like, don't need Kaido. We do not have K command, no. Like, our out to ensnaring bridge is bolts and Kroxa triggers. Alright. Land. Good start. So let's get a Stomping Ground. Gives us most color coverage. They milled over our steam vents, otherwise I would have gotten that. You got it. So your hand is Damnation Unknown. I was going to say Ragavan wouldn't have been a dead draw either. What would I replace for Wrenn and 6? Out of this list... Surgical me. Surgical my Blood Crypt. You got it. Out of this list, I'd probably say... Oh, like a Bolt and an Expressive Iteration. Maybe a Bolt and a Battle Rage. 12 cards in library still. Alright. Can you get anything? You cannot. So I don't have enough lands left in the deck to get back Kroxa, so... But now we have seen Ensnaring Bridge, so EE gets a lot better. What do I want to board out? Probably Heat, because it doesn't kill the new crab without Delirium. Maybe like one Heat. Get the 4th Wraith out. We do kill a crab, but... Nope. Alright. You go and you go. Fatal push. Another one-lander with crab. I want to just take the Laughter. All right. Play out Ragavan because I want to be swinging with it next turn if they don't find a land. Found a land, but it's not a land I care about, so. Woo. So is that a win for the home team? Alright, Ragavan. I'm not asking for much. I just need you to draw me into a fetchable source. Breeding pool. So let's go iteration to hand. Thoughtseize to the bottom. Breeding pool to exile. Pass with spell pierce up. Yep. So they can. Looks like they're gonna Field of Ruin for the black source. Yep. Oh man, need to stop drawing baubles. Need fetch lands. You're not a fetch land. You are a fetch land. Do I have a blue source available? We do. So let's get Steam Vents. Cool. What do I want to do? Probably just Shadow. Shadow or Kroxa? Kroxa is better into the double drown. Well, like, they're gonna have a drown for the other half regardless. So maybe I need to go, like, Kroxa, get a card out of hand, then play Shadow. Go that route. They really like ditching or drowning the front half of Kroxa, don't they? That shuffles away the other crab. Got another drown. Got another fractured sanity. All right. All right, so what can this Verdant grab? Do I still have Overgrown Tomb? No. Blood Crypt is gone. Stomping Ground, Breeding Pool are gone, but I want a black source. Water Grave's gone, so Verdant can't grab really anything. So let's go Shadow to hand, Verdant to the bottom, Thoughtseize to exile. Get You take drown. No. Yeah. Pretty dead to like anything. I guess like them drawing Damnation would be my out. It's like I'm dead to any land. Just surgical. Surgical, my one of Croxa, okay. Opponent doing the big give me potential outs. I like it. Like, we're dead to a land drop regardless. So... we do still have a bolt in the deck. Need them to play like a 3-mana spell here. So many crabs. Okay. I guess they have to block 2 of these or they die. And if they block 2, I can bolt the 3rd, which means it takes land out as an out. So, yeah, we'll bolt you. What you got? Oh. No! The uncounterable cycled sanity. Was that the 1, 2, 3? That was no, that was the third one. Yeah. Dang. Oh man. The uncounterable sanity. I think we could have beaten, like, pretty much anything else. What a sack. Nah. I mean, they had the cards in their deck that got them out there. We were honestly lucky to survive that long, so... I can't really say my opponent was lucky when we probably shouldn't have been in that match still. Oh, snap. It looks like the person who made this list commented on my status about testing it out. That's pretty funny. Alright. Let's look for something proactive. Tarmogoyf's pretty proactive. I'll draw a Goyf. Gives us something to do on turn 2. Let's get Water Grave. I want to get something that lets me cast Drown in the Loch on turn 2. Yeah, that's me watching. Nice. I didn't even notice you were in the chat. Well, you can absolutely point out every punt I make over the course of this league. Yeah, I'll be glad to share my terrible, terrible thoughts. Like, 4-Color Shadow is absolutely a list that I think is near and dear to my heart. Alright, so I'd like to Thoughtseize first to potentially grow Tarmogoyf. If they have, like, Counterspell for Thoughtseize or something. Gets me some free damage in here. Yep. And then I'm pretty sure I'm just going to hold up Drown in the Loch this upcoming turn. Could get Blood Crypt and hold up Drown. It's probably a little bit better. Come on, 3 fairy. Come on, 3 fairy. Sure, that's what I want to get. Yep. Counter target spell. Get on out of here. 3 fairy, more like grave fairy, am I right? Alright, let's start with iteration. So we'll go iteration to hand, Unholy Heat to the bottom, Thoughtseize to exile. Go ahead and cast the Thoughtseize. Alright, so Tainted Indulgence is best card in hand. Like, what does this look like if they have Indulgence, find, like, Archon and ditch it? Then persist the Archon. So maybe persist is best take. Yeah, I can buy that. We do not currently have a creature in the yard, so. Then let's go ahead and get Shadow down and say hiya. So if they go like Tainted Indulgence, Prismatic Ending the Shadow, then we're still hitting for 6, putting them down to 2. Expressive Iteration can find a Bolt or a Drown in the Loch, which pretty much seals it up. So there goes Indulgence. Ditch a Thoughtseize, smart. Prismatic Ending the Shadow. Assume just play a tapped Watery Grave. Yep. Alright, so we will Expressive Iteration first, because we could find Bolt or Battle Rage. It'll show you your demise, OP. Boom. Alright, game one to the good guys. So what did we see? We saw Teferi, Persist, Tainted Indulgence, Prismatic Ending, Thoughtseize, Counterspell. So just Esper, Reanimator with some control elements thrown in there. So I can make an argument for any of these. I think Kroxa is a little lower on my list than I want it to be. Like, Kroxa plus Spell Bomb is really good. Kroxa with no Spell Bomb is really bad. Battle Rage is definitely coming out. Bolts can come out. It is a hand disruption mirror, so maybe I want to board out a little disruption. On the draw, Ragavan's a little bit worse. Let's go like this. No. A little too combo-y to want to board out Inquisition. Like that. That looks better. Not fantastic, but we've got some redraws, got some interaction. We're on the draw, so we get another look. Just trying to find, like, expressive iterations, Tarmogoyf. And opponent mulligan, so that's a plus. Take my bauble. What do I think of taking my bauble? Oh, baby. This is what we're doing, huh? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that down. Now I don't even know if I want to kick this Turok. So Stomping Ground gives me my mana. Here's a Goyf. Well, now I do want to kick Turok. So let's get a Blood Crypt. Blue, red. Well, that's awkward. For anybody wondering, no, you cannot cycle Street Wraith from exile. So I think I have to go Wraith to hand, Pierce to the bottom, on Holy Heat to exile. So close. Don't kill my goofer. Let's get Shadow down. Big bucks, no solitude. If they reanimate an Archon, I can sack the Goyf. Shadow grows to an 8/8. Untap, Unholy Heat the Archon. And then have Drown in the Lock after that. If they just have Solitude, I'm not like into the world, but annoyed. It's kind of funny that I'm like, please have Solitude, or please have Reanimate Archon. Don't have Solitude. Alright, pending is fine. Let's swing in with you. Now, I do think that I'm playing out the Turok here. Not kicked, but playing it out. Reason being is if they have a Reanimate spell plus a counter spell, so they can fight over Drown in the Lock and beat it, I'd like to have the extra creature to sack. I'd rather sack Turok than sack Tarmogoyf and then like play the Turok afterwards. So let's go... Get a black source, so if I find another Turok, I can kick it. So we'll go Overgrown Tomb, cast Turok, say go. And we're pretty much firing off Drown in the Lock on anything that I can. Almost anything. Most things. Also grows from Faithful Mending. You're technically correct. Alright. Fight over Jace. You cannot have land plus reanimation spell. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Alright. Match number 4. Tunneling Cat again. It's pretty bad. That's better. Blood Crypt Breeding Pool. Do I want to just ditch the Bloodstain Mire? Is it Yawgmoth? Looks pretty Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth, more like Lame Moth, right? You are indeed. I think I'm going to Thought Season to Goyf here. Well, if the Wall of Roots is on top, does it matter? Yeah. Geist, Innkeeper. Let's take a Geist. Not playing the Wall of Roots. The sheer respect to not attack with the Strangleroot Geist. Love it. So Marsh. Ball is gone. Maya is gone. Innkeeper is gone. Let's go with an iteration. Iteration to hand, Mire to the bottom, Bolt to exile. Get a Steam Vents. Cool. Am I bolting the Innkeeper? Now I'm not. Ciao. So many Strangleroot guys. Alright. I want to dash Ragavan. Drown's a decent pickup. Probably not dashing Ragavan, but I'm probably like just casting it and holding up Drown. That seems pretty bad. Let's iterate. Drown to hand, Wraith to the bottom, Shadow to exile. Play Shadow, play Ragavan, say go. Big bucks, no Yawgmoth. Big bucks, no Yawgmoth. Big bucks, no Yawgmoth. Alright, now do I want to trade Ragavan for the first half of a Strangleroot Geist? Not particularly. Endurance. So I could like drown the wall, drown the endurance. That's... I could drown the Innkeeper, drown the endurance. Yeah, I'll do that. Ciao. Wonder if I was supposed to cycle Street Wraith there. Nope. It's probably a hard cast Street Wraith stream, right? I didn't have to fetch. Whoops. Black, something, something, something. Black. Yeah. Big bucks, no Yawgmoth. Big bucks, no Yawgmoth. Not like Yawgmoth is like horrendous for me here. Cord for Grist could be annoying. Again, not game ending, but like a payoff of some sort. Probably is cord for grist. Yep. Make a nude. Yep. So I can attack all out. Street Wraith gets through for 3. Have to block Shadow with an Insect. Have to block Tarmogoyf with a Geist. So that's probably good, right? This like puts pressure to need to minus Grist to get rid of Street Wraith. If they don't bind lethal. Ah. Gross. Gross. Was that the only out? Couldn't attack and cord for Geralf's Messenger. See, I think I think Eldritch Evolution was the only out there. Draw Cutthroat 2 to buy a turn. No, because he wouldn't have a sack outlet. If he Cutthroats, he has to sack the Strangleroot Geist to not die to the Street Wraith. So that's not an out. Yeah. Better, but not great. Swing, sack Geist, game 1 to not die to Wraith. Yeah, but then I just have a Shadow and a Tarmogoyf attacking. There's not enough blockers for everything. So I'm just attacking mana. Misty, Yawgmoth, yep. Oh, you're saying sack Grist to kill one of the big dudes? Oh, deck. Don't do this to me. I need lands at this point. Endurance, yep. Turns away their own yard. Stomping ground. Two, three, four, five, six. Probably can't really afford to go to 4. So last card is Yawgmoth, and they've got the mana for it. Let's put Yawgmoth on the stack. We bolt Blood Artist. Pretty dead here. They've got the life gain. I'm tapped out. They've got card draw. Yeah. We'll scoop to that. So all I have to do is sack the Strangleroot Geist. Get an Undying trigger, and they're swinging for lethal. Oh, mana base. Mana base, mana base, mana base. Let's see what we can make happen in the last match. Need to end up positive. Mr. Follow, Hugo Martino. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday so far. Appreciate you coming around and checking out some sweet Death Shadow content. Or checking out a bunch of Shadow-related cards sitting in hand while we miss land drops. One of the two. This is an issue with a lot of these 4-color lists is you need multiple lands to function, but it's really tough to throw back just like a good shadow hand, especially a hand like this where if you see the second land, you're just cruising from there. So, I really want to cast Thoughtseize on turn 1. Take Iteration. We take Shredder. Probably just Shredder. Land. Alright, that's good. That is a solid land for us to run into. Steam Vents, Channeler, yep. So here is Tarmogoyf, so go. They're pretty incentivized to hold up Counterspell this turn. What's they found something? They're just getting the fetch out of the way. Smart. Smart, smart, smart. See if they're going to play Expressive Iteration, so I can respond to that. Let them decide there. Flip off the Channeler first. Kill you. They've got a land drop with no Delirium, so they can't Unholy Heat the Goyf this turn. Alright. So go Battle Rage to hand. Foothills. Foothills to the bottom. Street Wraith to exile. Thoughtseize. See if we're attacking this turn. Alright, so they do have Unholy Heat, and if they put an instant in the yard, they can kill us with it. So I think I'm taking the Unholy Heat, so they can't like charm and have heat. Take that. And I am going to attack. So if they find a land, they can Otawara away my blocker anyway. So it's not like a huge incentive to sit back and try to block. Bobble's fine. Now, do they want to play out Otawara to have access to both Charm and Counterspell? Or do they want to spend their turn Otawaring my Tarmogoyf? I think that means spend their turn Otawaring Tarmogoyf. Alright, so I want to lead on Shadow. I can't lead on Shadow because then they have Archmage's Charm to steal it and block. It's only a 5/5. let's tack in with Goy. Probably like just can't play out this shadow. Calls of Charm. Expressive Iteration though. See if they want to fight over this. Now, am I playing Shadow? Yes. Because I can probably like Expressive Iteration before combat next turn. And see if they like try to fight over it. But if they just spend their whole turn like Archmage's Charm stealing Shadow, then I can Iteration looking for a removal spell and have lethal. Yep. Unless, of course, they found another counter spell. Or just have Bolt. Okay, that works. So, Murktide. Terminates are great. Spell Bombs are great. Spell Pierces are great. Croaks is not terrible. Wraiths are a little sus. Ragavans aren't great. Battle Rage is pretty sus. Let's go like that. All right. Well, while we try to feed the kids, hope everybody's having an awesome, was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So as always, appreciate everybody coming and hanging out and checking out the stream. If you're new to the channel, your first time here, feel free to jump into chat. Tell us about yourself. What got you into Magic? Why Death Shadow is the best archetype? Any question? Any question at all? Otherwise, if you find yourself enjoying the channel for whatever reason, feel free to hit the follow button. Doesn't cost you anything. Just lets you know whenever we go live, so you can come check out some more Shadow action. That's it. That's my shill. Have I ever done the TBR plus Dress Down combo? I have not. I don't think I've played a single list with TBR and Dress Down in the same build. I would like an Expressive Iteration, please. So I want to get Blood Crypt, Breeding Pool. That lets me cast Drown and Expressive Iteration and Tarmogoyf on 2. What's TBR? TBR? Yeah, TBR is TemUR Battle Rage. One in a red. Target creature gets double strike until the end of the turn. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it also gains trample. Alright, still get Breeding Pool off this. It's from, I believe, Fate Reforged. Don't quote me on that. In fact, I'll go double check that right now. TemUR Battle Rage is in fact from Fate Reforged, but we can do card TemUR Battle Rage. Bam. It's one of the cards that originally put the Death Shadow archetype on the map. Because of the ability to just like kill your opponent from 20 life or something insane with like a Death Shadow plus a TemUR Battle Rage. Oh, simpler times. They've been in Unholy Heat. Okay. Do I want to spellbomb them? Operation of Hand, Shadow to the bottom, Catacombs to exile. I probably should just spellbomb them, right? It's probably like the safe play. I guess if they have Blood Moon here, I'm in some trouble. But I don't think I had a good time against Blood Moon regardless. So... Let's start with dashing a Ragavan. TBR with denial backup. I miss those days. You and me both. Let's see. Death Shadow is the best archetype because of its flexibility in matchups. It can reasonably play the control role, but it still has the ability to kill the opponent very fast. Being able to switch between the two switching between the two presents the Death Shadow player with unique challenges on almost every turn. The deck is incredible because you're almost never absolutely dead, and there's almost always some line to get you out of it. Because of all this, it's an archetype that really rewards repetition and mastery. That was a pretty good summation of the deck. Do I think the blue-black Shadow I played is better than this Shadow? Like the blue-black Murktide deck? Do I think it's better? I mean, it's going to be better in certain matchups, for sure. I guess when I think of the phrase, is it better, I think, is it better, A, in the current modern meta game, and B, is it better if I'm going into like an open field with no known knowledge? And I would say I think this list is more unrefined, but the idea behind 4-color Shadow is probably better against a big open meta game. And I would say that the blue-black Shadow list is probably better against an expected meta game, if that makes any sense. Like, I think the blue-black Shadow list is probably better against the open modern meta, or the modern meta right now. And I think 4-color Shadow, if you like tune around some of the details, is probably a little bit better against an open field. Because the Murktide list is always going to have less points against like the early play to the board decks that are just able to get under a lot of what you're doing. Archmage's Charm, take my shadow, sure. Go ahead and kill my shadow. They can't untap and protect it. I miss Git Probe, Suicide Zoo with Become Immense and TBR. The fun days. Alright, so that means I'm probably running this iteration out first. Because I can protect it with Spell Pierce if they have a counter spell. So, let's see what you get. I'd like to counter that. Alright, so we can go Shadow to hand, Wraith to the bottom, Catacombs to exile. Get Blood Crypt, play Shadow, Shadow, go. Yeah, the early Shadow days were definitely the wild, wild west. Throw out your, not Lone Lion, the other dude. The 1 white, +2/+2 landfall dude. I cannot think of his name to save my life. Step Links. That's what it was. Yeah. What do we got here? Murktide. Now we can dash Ragavan. This can get Steam Vents, so I know I've got a Shock Land available. Should they choose to not respect me having a Shock Land. Like so. Bam. Alright. On to game 3. Need to protect our income. What's this? Amateur hour? I mean, I'm guessing they're just going off of, like, the out that maybe I didn't have another fetch land. Or another shock land. Like, if they just decided, oh, I can't win if I have to chump block both of these shadows and take the Ragavan hit. So, I mean, I don't hate it. Because that's probably pretty accurate. They probably couldn't have won if they just chump, take the Ragavan hit, and I don't fetch. This hand's fine. So it means no EE in sideboard from their side, I guess. Do they normally play EE in the sideboard? I guess like 1. Alright. What you got? Channeler Charm. So I'm taking Charm. I'm just starting to try to kill things. I don't think I wanted to take Channeler, have them hit me with Ragavan, and get to play, like, Hold Up Charm, and just kill one of these. I guess I could have... Nah, it'd still be like Thoughtseize taking Charm, and they just showed me their draw there. So that was very nice of them. So I do not have to worry about counter spell here. Let's go ahead and get you off the board. Did they show me their draw? Or no, I missed blind. No. Should have showed me their draw, right? Maybe I'm going crazy. Alright, so that can get basic swamp. Which means I can Thoughtseize first without taking, like, metric F-ton of life. What are you gonna flip over? Flip over Snow-Covered Island. So no, they've got Snow-Covered Island, Unholy Heat is their last two cards right now. So let's go ahead and get Red Source and kill this. Now we're in the top deck race. 3-2, please, RNGesus. Island, okay. Shadow's a pretty good top deck in the race here. So let's heat. So I'm going to go ahead and get Shadow down to where it's not dying. There you go. Need 2 whiffs out of our opponent. Just 2 of them. No more. No less. What are the odds that our opponent has just drawn the card Archmage's Charm? Apparently not good. Ragavan. With your luck, I'd say 95%. That's pretty close. Whiff on Ragavan. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Alright. That's a Channeler on chump block duty. Removal spell. Removal spell 1 time, deck. Maybe. Alright, so red and blue. Lightning Bolt should do it. So we'll go Lightning Bolt to hand, Thoughtseize to the bottom, Nihil Spellbomb to exile, play our... I guess we're just going to play our Bolt. Play our Bolt. Say Hiya. And Woo! End up positive. We will take it. All right, so let's move some of this stuff over. No, come back here. What did we think of the list? So I know at least 2 of the games that we lost were because we kept a 1-lander and just didn't see a second. So that's something to keep in mind. In the games we won, I should have been keeping account of like how many games we won because we had Ragavan on turn 1 versus like Ragavan just surviving, or like Inquisition or Thoughtseize into Tarmogoyf. Because that's always my argument for Jund, is I feel like I win more games for Hand Disruption into Goyf than I do with just like Ragavan on turn 1 trying to ride it to the long game. Iteration was really solid. Drown, probably a little bit less so, but not by a lot. Wraith was fine. Did we ever... I don't think we battle raged for lethal in any of those games. I think we could have in one of them, but against Scape Shift, we could have battle raged for lethal, but they were just dead to our guys anyway, so we didn't need to. I guess my only complaint about this list is because you're running like the 4 bolts, 2 heat, 2 sideboard terminate, you're really weak to the card Murktide. And especially in the modern leagues, Murktide is literally everywhere. So I would keep an eye on that. Like, how much are you having trouble with Murktides? If it's fine and you don't feel like there's an issue in that matchup, then I say, like, keep it how it is. Don't worry about it. But for me, I've found, like, I want to have a couple more answers to Murktide to feel comfortable there. And I think because that matchup is so prevalent in Modern, especially on Moto, like, I really want to make sure I'm geared up for it. Otherwise, we kind of talked about it before the league started. You could cut the Street Wraiths and just have access to Gigantha, and I don't feel like that's a bad place to be. Like, you could even run Street Wraiths or cut Street Wraiths for Dragon's Rage Channelers or something. Or cut them for like the 19th land and some amount of stuff that you want in the deck and have Gigantha. And again, don't think that's the worst. But like Street Wraith does improve the consistency of just like the Shadow main board plan. So I'm not against Street Wraith by any stretch of the imagination. Thought to play Terminate in the main and cut heat. I like some number of heat. Like, I think even without Street Wraith, like, heat's really good. But I don't hate the Terminate, some number of Terminate in the main idea either.